what's up? Hello everyone, it's Marisa here, and today's video is a little bit different. I feel like it's hard to come up with a good title for what I'm going to be talking about, but obviously by the time this is uploaded I'll have kind of figured it out. Today I just kind of wanted to sit down and have a conversation to kind of update you guys. Nothing dramatic, but it's just something a lot of my friends from home kind of knew about. My friends here obviously really knew about it, like my family. It was something that I was really excited about, and then ended up not panning out or working out for me, so I thought I would just make a video addressing it. So it's about my experience going through sorority recruitment. If you would have asked me this time last year when I had accepted going to IU, I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a whole video series about rush advice and what to wear, a little reveal of what sorority I'm in, but obviously that's not going to be happening. And I feel like it's kind of obvious this isn't something that's super fun for me to talk about, especially because it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, but I still wanted to make it because I know I wasn't the only girl who dropped out of sorority recruitment. A lot of girls go through this, and I watched a lot of videos related to sorority stuff, and none of them really had a voice saying, it might not work out, but it'll be okay. And I just wanted to be that for girls, because I know some girls comment on my videos saying they're coming to IU or they're doing this and that, and they're so excited for college, and I'm excited for you guys too, but I want to keep it real on here. And I'm just gonna go through my rush experience for context, and then maybe talk about how I'm doing now and what's coming up in my future, I guess. So if you don't know what rushing is or a sorority is, you're probably super confused. Sororities, which are just organizations that are selective, just groups of girls who live together, do charity work. And to be in a sorority, you have to go through what's called a rush process, where you go through all the houses, talk to a bunch of people, and decide, if you want to be in the house or if the house wants you. So it has to be kind of mutual. And this is from my experience at a Big Ten college, at a school that has 22 houses, 22 sororities, so it's really big. Greek life has its controversies and stuff, and I'm not for or against it in any way. I'm just talking about how it went for me. Obviously I don't want this video to be a super downer either. I'm gonna say I have a lot of friends who did finish the process. They are in sororities now, and a lot of them seem to really like it. For my experience, the school I go to, you have to rush second semester. I got to meet girls obviously while I was at school who were in certain sororities or who wanted certain sororities, and so I feel that affected my opinion, and I didn't go in blind or whatever. I had biases of this is the type of house I want, this isn't the type of house I want, which is not good, but I feel you can't really once you already know someone in a sorority and oh, I love her, she's super cool, then you want to be in the same one as her, you can't help it. And so when you don't get invited back there, it's just super heartbreaking. Anyway, so for me, I came back early from winter break with a bunch of girls. I think 1,600 rushed this year, and between 800 and 900 got bid. So it's really only half and half of people who go through it and end up actually being in a sorority. And I think the statistics are the same last year, 2,000 girls ish rushed and 1,100 got placed. So it's literally almost only half, which I feel is important to keep in mind, because when I heard that for the first time I was oh, it must have been girls who just decided they didn't want to do it, not girls who were in situations like me where they felt they had to drop out. Within recruitment there's a bunch of different rounds, and each round gets longer. You end up talking to the girls at the house longer, and it also becomes a little more formal with what you wear. And there's a bunch of rules. They tell you so much stuff, and they give you free t-shirts, free water bottles, but they aren't free because you have to pay $75 to go through recruitment, which I feel you should also keep in mind, because that's kind of expensive, and it's also a big time commitment because it takes up 2 weekends and you have to run around everywhere. And for us, we're up north, so it's very cold. We were waiting outside these houses in 3-degree weather with the snow coming down. I ended up dropping out of recruitment after getting my lists back for F round. Actually, I have no idea. Sisterhood round. All of the rounds are also named different things. After the round, you get a list back of the houses that invite you back. So you rank your houses and then they rank you basically. So I got my first list back of the places I got invited back to, and I was like a little disappointed because like there's like 2 of my favorites that I didn't get back. The one my cousin was in I got back, and I was like really excited because I like that one. The one that I was like a legacy at I got back, and I was like okay cool. And then just some other ones that like my other friends got back, like we also had the similar, so it was nice because we could go again together to the house. That was fine, went through that round, and I thought it went really well. And that's kind of something that like trips you up during the process, is that you think things go so well. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I just had the best conversation ever with this girl at this house. Or if it's like confusing when I keep saying this house. I don't want to use specific sorority names because I just feel like that's not appropriate. At one house I had this conversation with this girl, and we went to the same macaroon place in Paris, and we both had like dogs that were half Shih Tzus, and we just like had so much in common. I'm pretty sure we had like the same major. Like I thought we really hit it off. I was like, okay, this is great, like I'm so excited. And then you get your list back later, and then you're like not invited back, and you're like what? And it's just frustrating because you don't really know why. Like there's no closure. Sometimes you like think like physically, like okay, was I not like skinny enough, was I not pretty enough? Then what gets to like me personally more is just like, okay, like was I not that interesting? Were like my passions that I talked about, were they lame? Like am I just not memorable? Like what's going on? I hope this doesn't come off as the wrong way. Like I totally didn't feel like entitled to being invited back to all these places. I just felt like disappointment, which then made me like frustrated, which then made me so upset. And it's just hard because I feel like that also clouded my vision of like being excited about these other houses that I did get invited back to, because I was just so crushed I didn't get invited back to the ones I wanted. Anyway, so that second list I like got back, I was just like really disappointed about. Shout out to my friend Kenzie, because I was literally crying when walking with her to this sorority house, and I was so upset, and she like calmed me down and stuff. But basically, end of the story, I ended up dropping. I just didn't love like talking to girls and like judging them and knowing that they were judging me. It just made me super frustrated. And then as I said, I came in kind of with biases and stuff, so like that also I feel like made the process not go well. And then also it was just very overwhelming. Like not a lot of people in my family like were involved in Greek life. Like my mom and my dad didn't do it. It was just like hard because I didn't know what to expect. And like the first day I remember being so confused and being like, how am I supposed to keep all these Greek letters like in the right order? And then like messing up at a house one time, I remember I was like, that was the worst conversation ever, like they're gonna hate me. It was just not fun at all. And I'm definitely an introverted person, so I think that made it even harder. Like I just get very drained out when like talking to a lot of people. Like I enjoy talking to people, like I enjoy talking to my camera right now, but like I get drained, and like during the process you like don't really have a lot of time to recuperate. It's very go go go. No, I don't regret it now, but I was like, I don't want to like join a house that I'm not super in love with. Like I just would be so mad at myself if I settled. That's why I ended up dropping out of sorority recruitment. Everyone's experience with it is just so different, so I thought I would share mine just because one of the most dangerous things is like isolating yourself and feeling alone. And I would hate for anybody to feel alone on this, because you're definitely not. For me, like obviously rejection sucks, but like sometimes you just have to look at it where it's like, okay, well just get over it and then move on to a new thing that you'll make even more special, that you can put more time into and stuff, if that makes sense. So far this semester I've joined 2 new clubs. I also just last weekend signed a lease with my friend Gabby. She's appeared in some of my videos, I think. So we're living together next year, which is super exciting. If I really wanted to, I could rush as a sophomore. I'm not sure if I want to go through that again, but it is on my radar, so I'll decide sometime next year, I guess, if that's something I want to do. And yeah, so that's where I'm at now. It is almost midterms already. Like I just got here, but at the same time I feel like I've been here forever. I have a whole list of video ideas that I really want to try to carry out before the semester ends, so hopefully I can figure that out and you guys can see more into my college life, because it's super fun. And even though this didn't work out and it was something I really saw myself being involved in at IU, I still absolutely love going to school here, and I'm definitely excited to come back next year and the year after that and the year after that. Thank you guys for listening to this rambly video if you did make it all the way to the end. Hopefully for some girls out there, maybe it helped them feel less alone, or maybe just understand what rush is like. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.